WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. This is a look at outside our Alpha Insurance Skycam in Tupelo. We're seeing a little bit of rain there, but is the wet stuff going to turn into the white stuff? To get a closer look at the conditions, we turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson with a first look at tonight's forecast. Keith.
Hey Scott, yes, we do have some showers out there also in Louisville downtown at the electric company there. We do have some wet weather here in downtown Louisville, Mississippi. The rain moving on through. Now overall we're too warm for anything that is frozen. We have the cold air really lagging behind this cold front and the rain right now. So look what's happening. We have this cold air that's trying to catch on up to the rain, but right now still way too warm for anything frozen. So we've got some low 40s in Oxford, 39 in Oxford, but still across most of the area mid and upper 40s to around 50 or the low 50s. So quite mild. Here's our forecast model, doing a decent job here as we've gone throughout the evening, and it still looks like we'll have the best opportunity across our southeastern counties by the middle of the night, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, to have some moisture, have the cold air catch up with it, and that would produce some wet snowflakes, maybe a coating of snow. All of this will be done by 7 o'clock in the morning. Temperatures will be falling though. We still suspect lows tonight down into the 20s, so there could be some icy spots out there, especially on the bridges tomorrow morning for the commute. Wind chills in the 20s and teens, but things will improve dramatically during the morning hours into the afternoon on Tuesday. We will break out into the sunshine, get well above freezing in most spots here, so that should mitigate any widespread problems after the morning commute. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.
As for the roads, MDOT started its preps earlier today and will continue to monitor those conditions through the night and into the morning hours. Courtney Ann Jackson has some insight on what they're doing now and what the challenges they have.
The roads are clear today, but it's the time between the sunshine and snow that complicates planning for MDOT in central Mississippi.
Right now, they don't plan on pre-treating with any salt brine just because we are talking about some rain starting first. We can't put that liquid material down because ahead of rain because it'll just wash it away.
Still, in some Delta counties, crews did start pre-treatments early in the day. So what does MDOT have to combat slick conditions in the central part of the state? It's a combination of two materials. Each has its own purpose. First, the asphalt slag.
It provides additional traction on those bridges and overpasses.
And the salt?
Reduces the freezing point. So putting that salt down on the roadway, it makes the freezing point lower of the roadway. And then it's so that when that rain does fall, as the temperatures are dropping, it kind of is a barrier between the precipitation and the roadway.
This winter weather forecast stretches across much of the state, which begs the question, do they have what they need?
The good thing about the way MDOT is set up is we've got, this is covering 4 different districts. They've all got their own resources.
And they're thinking ahead on how to make the best use of the manpower available.
We've already put our maintenance crews on shift work, so we've got some of our night crew has already gone home for the day to rest, prepare. They'll come in late this afternoon and be ready to monitor into the night and early in the morning.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
As always, MDOT is reminding people that if there is ice reported in the area to stay off the roads if possible. And if you do have to be out and happen to see MDOT crews, try to give them room so they can treat those roads and keep them safe for you and other drivers. Columbus and Lowndes County leaders spent the afternoon preparing for Mother Nature's weather whiplash. MDOT has already pre-treated Highway 45 and Highway 82 on the right lanes. County roads will not be salted until crews are made aware of road problems. Now, a warming shelter will open, or is open right now at Probst Park Activity Center. Warm beverages and snacks will be provided, and it will be open until 10 tomorrow morning. The region's only homeless shelter is gearing up for the expected cold weather. Tupelo Salvation Army will open its gym to the homeless and those without any heat. Staff has already prepared cots in case the gym is needed as a makeshift shelter. They will be on hand throughout the night and the next day if temperatures dip or if there is snow.
We need to take care of each other. If you've got neighbors that you know that may not have heat, offer to bring them to us, or give them a couple extra blankets if they refuse. But I would just hate to think that somebody might freeze to death because they had nowhere to go that was warm.
Well, the new shelter for the Tupelo Salvation Army should be ready by the end of February. It will hold 25 men, 20 women, and will also have 5 family rooms. Those struggling to make ends meet were able to connect with several local social service agencies under one roof today. Tupelo's All Saints Episcopal Church hosted Project Connect. The event is an extension of the Mississippi Balance of State Continuum of Care. Its goal not only to let homeless and low-income people connect with services, but also to give the agencies a chance to meet with each other.
We don't always get a chance to come together and connect and refer to each other. Well, this is a chance not only for those homeless people to come together and connect with services, but it's also a chance for agencies around the room to refer and network with other agencies, because it may be that they know of the local agency and they've heard their name, but they don't know exactly what they do. So this is a chance even for them to go and strike up a conversation to see, how can I refer people to you, or you can refer people to me.
The event was sponsored by the City of Tupelo Homeless Task Force, Families First of North Mississippi, and the Northeast Mississippi Homeless Coalition. Keeping the money in Mississippi, that's the goal of Hire Mississippi. It's a program recently started by Northern District Public Service Commissioner Brandon Presley. The initiative allows businesses to sign up to do work with the state's largest utilities. Presley says in 2016, 70% of the money spent by utility companies for operations and maintenance went to out-of-state contractors. An event at EMCC this morning gave contractors a chance to get on the list to be considered for future work.
I'm tired of driving by seeing out-of-state car tags and out-of-state workers and out-of-state businesses doing work in Mississippi when we know good and well that there are businesses here that could be doing that work. So Hire Mississippi program is aimed at that, and it's aimed at our Mississippi businesses, trying to make sure we help the people in our state.
The state's 5 largest utility companies were at the event this morning to talk to contractors. For more about Hire Mississippi, visit WCBI.com. Fighting against crime, that's the goal of the Columbus Lowndes County Crime Prevention Task Force. Tonight, members met at the municipal complex in Columbus to talk about different committees that are formed within that task force. Some of those include youth development and community programs, education and community involvement, and community policing. Lowndes County Supervisor Leroy Brooks gave the overview of the committees this evening. The goal is to create a safer and more welcoming, friendly city. And a Tallah County man will spend 50 years in prison for a brutal Cotton District crime. Jerry Talley Jr. pleaded guilty to kidnapping and sexual battery. The sentences will run consecutively. Starkville police say in May 2016 that someone broke into a home on Maxwell Street. A female victim was assaulted and raped. A man victim was in the house, tied up, put in a closet. Now, originally, Talley was also charged with robbery and aggravated assault. Terry Hill has already been found guilty in the case. Investigators say that a man tries to get rid of drugs during a drug bust at a Columbus home. Lowndes County Narcotics Task Force agents say that Taquan Davis tried to flush a large amount of marijuana down the toilet. The bust was a joint operation between the Narcotics Unit and the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force. In the raid, agents found over 2 pounds of marijuana, over 1 pound of cocaine, 3 guns, and cash. Now, Davis was wanted by U.S. Marshals. He's facing several charges, including drug possession, drug trafficking, aggravated assault, and eluding police. The street value of those drugs, investigators say, is valued at nearly $65,000.
Rain to a little bit of snow later on tonight. Temperatures will be falling down into the 20s later on as the winds pick up from the northwest. So 20s to start out, but things will improve tomorrow. We actually have a nice warming trend later this week. Your full forecast is next.
For WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
All right, we have some rain falling in downtown Columbus. You can see a little bit of rain on our camera lens downtown here at WCBI, our Alpha Insurance Camera Network. We'll slip on over to Durham's Pharmacy in Vernon, Alabama. Still dry, although it looks like we're starting to see a little bit of rain there right now on the camera lens. So rain has been moving on through. We still have some rain here across northeast Mississippi and parts of west Alabama. And you can see this coming in from west to east across your screen, across the area. Temperatures still well above freezing. We are still well above freezing back to the northwest, but down to 34 in Little Rock. Just northwest of Little Rock, it is below freezing. It is also breezy behind the cold front too, now beginning to increase those winds around here 10 to 15, and that will be the trend later tonight. Wind chills down into the low 30s in Memphis, 24 now in Little Rock, so a sign of things to come later tonight. Rain switching to snow during the night. All of this will be done, it looks like, by 7 a.m. The best chance for maybe 1 inch of snow, 1 inch of accumulation or more across our southeastern areas, where we still have this winter storm warning in pink, the winter weather advisory for the Northwest in that purple color right there. So generally speaking, from the Golden Triangle area south and east, maybe 1, perhaps 2, the best chance of that, or at least a coating. Now back to the Northwest where it's raining now, we may not see a lot of snow, so that's the way it's shaking out currently. Our forecast model doing a pretty decent job and picking up on the potential for some of that cold air to team up with some of that moisture in the southeast as we get into the wee hours of the night. This is 2 o'clock in the morning, temperatures around freezing, some fat snowflakes perhaps down here. And then all of this will clear out nicely by 7 o'clock, it would appear, and then the clouds will rapidly decrease after that. So by mid-morning on Tuesday, we'll start to warm things up, but it will be chilly. Road surface temperatures around freezing or a little bit below for the morning commute. Bridges could be colder than that, so just plan accordingly. There could be some slippery spots on those bridges, but pavement temperatures will actually be quite warm tomorrow as all of this sun bakes on down with that mostly sunny sky that will be developing. Breezy winds, dry air, sunshine, temperatures above freezing will really get any road issue cleared up tomorrow, it would appear. And we should be going from the 20s to the 30s above freezing tomorrow. But initially, some wintry precip, wind chills in the 20s and teens, but as we go through time, things will be improving. So that's the way it's looking for tomorrow. Low to mid 30s north, mid to upper 30s south. Winds from the northwest at about 10 to 20. So a blustery day all day long. You can see during the afternoon that system's well out of here. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds for you Wednesday. Still a chilly day, upper 30s to around 40. The winds become southerly starting Thursday, and that's going to warm things up around here. A nice little warming trend. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Snow chances tonight, but those quickly go away after sunrise. Tomorrow, 36 or so for a high, 39 Wednesday, 50 or so on Thursday. A mix of sun and clouds Wednesday and Thursday. Mid-50s Friday, 50s and 60s for the weekend into early next week with a chance for a few showers around here. So, Scott, this looks like a one-night event for some wintry weather before we see some quieter weather and then some warmer weather later this week.
Look forward to the weekend for sure. All right, well, the snow may not be falling just yet, but the shots sure were. Courtney has high school soccer highlights coming up a little later in sports.
WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
Welcome back, everyone. Glaucoma is a leading cause of irreversible blindness in the United States. It has no noticeable symptoms in its early stages, and vision loss progresses at such a gradual rate that people affected by the condition are often unaware until their sight has already been compromised. We learn more in our Health Talk with Baptist.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Bennett, an ophthalmologist on staff here at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle. And tonight I want to talk to you about glaucoma. What is glaucoma? Well, glaucoma is a group of eye diseases that usually causes increased pressure within the eye. It usually happens when fluid builds up in the front part of the eye, and that fluid increases the pressure in your eye, which over time causes damage to the optic nerve. Now, the optic nerve is part of the central nervous system and carries visual information from the eye to the brain. The World Health Organization reports that glaucoma is the second leading cause of blindness globally. It's expected that 76 million people will have glaucoma by 2020. Of those affected, 11 million will be blind in both eyes. You might think of your eye as a sink in which the faucet is always running and the drain is always open. The fluid in your eye is constantly circulating, nourishing the cornea and the lens inside your eye. And it's supposed to flow out through a tissue which serves as the drain of the eye. When this drain becomes clogged, however, fluid can't leave the eye as fast, causing the fluid to back up. This backed up fluid causes increased pressure to build up within the eye at its weakest point, where the optic nerve leaves the eye, resulting in slow cell death and permanent vision loss. Early diagnosis and treatment of glaucoma can help prevent blindness. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist, where we'll discuss risk factors for glaucoma.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
Over 10,000 fans packed the Humphrey Coliseum this weekend to watch Mississippi State and Ole Miss face off. Vic Schaefer talks about the atmosphere coming up next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
Well, some good news comes for the football Bulldogs. Just earlier today, Mississippi State has confirmed the hire of new wide receivers coach Michael Johnson. Johnson joins the Bulldog squad after spending the last 2 years serving as an assistant coach at Oregon. Johnson comes to MSU with history coaching at both the college and national level. He will serve as Luke Getsy's replacement after his departure to rejoin the Green Bay Packers. Well, Mississippi State just happens to be one of those places that has a great atmosphere. Just this past week, it was the fourth largest audience in the history of the program, and Vic Schaefer touched on what it meant to have that kind of atmosphere over the matchup between Ole Miss and the Bulldog women.
I mean, it is just, it's lit in there, it's rocking. Those fans are here to really just support these kids, which they deserve. That's why I get upset with them sometime in the game when I think they're boring everybody. Because when they are engaged, when they are playing defense, when we are getting in transition, the place is, the roof's about to blow off of it. So I'm just really appreciative of our fans, appreciative of all we've done in our administration to make sure we get those folks here. And, it's top 5 in the country. You can pick on your hand 5 other places that night in and night out have 8, 9, 10,000 people at a game. And you know what? One of them's Mississippi State.
It was the first round of soccer playoffs today. Let's get to the action. North Pontotoc hosting South Joseph Catholic. The V-men strike in first. Samuel Franco crosses one into the box. Braxton Suddeth delivers with a beautiful header for the goal, and the Vikings lead by 1. Trying to hang on to that lead, Jeff Parchman answering the call in front of the goal. A nice save. And then the free kick for the Bruins. Parchman says, not in this house. The game would end up going into overtime, and St. Joe's rallies back, defeating North Pontotoc with a 4-2-3 final. First round of the 4A soccer playoffs. New Hope taking on Pontotoc in this one. Them Grapes get on the board first. Poor clearance from New Hope. Paul Yatt on the attack. The Trojans recover, but Ross Matthews makes them pay. The left-footed strike for the goal, and Pontotoc's leading 1-0. The very next possession, New Hope coming back with the equalizer. Brantley Shelton uncorks a bomb of a left foot, zips past the goalkeeper to tie up the game. It would be yet another overtime contest, and Pontotoc would pull through in extra time. The Warriors able to get the win in this one with a final of 4-2. Now to the girls, continuing in 4A, New Hope taking on Amory. Lady Trojans on the attack. Allie Grace Sanford with a nice pass in the box to Annie Woolbright for the goal. But wait, no, the goal would end up being offsides and not counted. Amory wouldn't miss the opportunity. The free kick in the second half. Chloe Tomlin shot goes off the crossbar, but Ashley Stevens right there to clean it up. 1-0 for the Lady Panthers. That would be all that they need. And Amory gets the clean sheet with a final of 3-0. Well, the soccer playoffs happening in Caledonia. The student section fired up for the Feds, taking on New Albany. The Bulldogs leading by 1. Caledonia looking for the equalizer. Wes Rowland's free kick. The Whiskers just off. And then New Albany looking to add to its lead. Eli Mejia with a strike. That's going to go off the crossbar. The Feds would clear and be able to avoid that kind of damage. But the Bulldogs would add to the lead in the second half. Here, Mejia with a gorgeous ball, this time finding Max Spencer on the run. Spencer with a nice finish into the goal. And what do you know, New Albany is able to blank Caledonia and advance on with a final of 2-0. Well, the AP Top 25 poll was released earlier today. Here's just some updates on where our area teams are standing. The Mississippi State men, they got a win, they got a loss. We aren't seeing too much movement from them. They're staying in that number 22 spot. The women able to move up one spot at number 6, and then Ole Miss falling out completely. Here's a list of upcoming schedules for the college games that you can see all week long. That's it for sports. Your last look is next. Stick with us.
Showers out there right now. Scott, still well above freezing. Still the chance, though, for a little bit of snow tonight. The best opportunity for perhaps over an inch across our southeastern area. So this will all happen between now and 7 a.m. We will see developing sun tomorrow. We'll mitigate those issues with temperatures above freezing, and we really moderate later this week.
All right. Thank you very much, Keith. Now, for all the latest closings and delays for school and area business, visit our website, WCBI.com. Be safe out there. Have a great evening. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good one.